Today we're going to go see the McAfee family and spend the day with them. They have 6 kids. The really neat thing about the McAfees is that they're all so close and they're all such good friends. They're not just siblings that just tolerate each other. And Tom and Amy, just from the few conversations I've had with them, are just very open to God's will and what He wants, so I'm really excited to just talk to them more about that.
Why don't you get your salad because you're going to be late?
Not really. I gotta get in the mood for it.
You look gymmed up.
I look like gym bag at Christmas.
I keep telling myself is Lance Armstrong was younger, stronger, and when he had chemo, he couldn't walk, Griffin. And my mom's up walking at 72. So they say she'll be 2 weeks on chemo, 2 weeks off.
Mom, unlock.
We just still remained open for another child, knowing it was life-threatening. And to anyone in the world, that sounds like you guys are crazy. But I just believe in not drawing a line in the sand and saying, I trust you with this part of my life, Lord, but I don't trust you with this.
I'm going to go sit with my mom during her chemo. She was diagnosed like 6 weeks ago. Just a routine doctor visit. So now it's kind of shocking to have to go through this and hard to accept when she seems healthy. So we just keep praying. Praying so much and really believing in a miracle here. So
You were a miracle.
And the doctor had said in front of our children, you should not have any more children, it could kill you. But I remember it was such a great way to teach our children about the truths of our church. And I said, you know what? Some people can prevent births. And we believe that's something that is purely left up to God. And we follow that, and I would rather die young, honoring God, than to live to be 100 and dishonor Him.
Took me 2 dates to know. She was still in college, so...
Took me a little longer.
It took her 3. I always wanted to be married. And I wasn't Catholic, so I didn't have the option of being a priest at the time I was contemplating it. But I didn't really ever think I'd marry a Catholic because I really thought Catholics were weird. And I was kind of anti-Catholic.
He basically had said to me, the last thing I'll ever be on this earth is Catholic. And he said, I'd like to have our kids go to Catholic school and be raised Catholic. And that was shocking to me. But that's before you, long before you ever made a commitment to become a Catholic.
The most important thing that they want is your time, and if you can, it doesn't really matter what you're doing if you can just be there with them. That's what other successful adults have told me about their parents. Was that make the kid feel like they can do anything.
Right.
And we joke around about Asher becoming president, but I really think he could be.
I complain a lot.
You think Jesus would have stayed home from school with a little sniffle nose?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
This for vocab, and I already read those 2, but I keep procrastinating. I always have this book, the Bible, but I need to put it in the classroom on the shelf. Yeah.
Well, the main character's name's Corn, and he likes candy corn, and then he has an evil friend, but their friends is just kind of weird.
I like hip-hop and rock about equally. Like hip-hop music, the producer does everything. Like he makes the whole song.
Right.
And so when I say I want to be a producer, I'm kind of meaning, in that term, I sense of the word, I kind of want to write music too. But I mean, you would know the life of a musician
Yeah.
isn't the steadiest thing.
No.
So
I think it's important not to push. In fact, we're more laid back about our child's grades than some of them are. They're harder on themselves. Our job is to make them feel loved, and if you give them that love, with that comes security and confidence. I remember lying down in Asher's bed at night and looking up at the bunk above and saying, "What do you want to do with your life?" He said, "These are the things I'd like to do, but Mom, it's not up to me." He says it's what God chooses. And at 4 to say that, I thought, that's so good that he gets that.
The McAfees are a prayerful, faithful family. I think they have an incredible story, and I think they've had a really kind of adventurous marriage. 1 in a million, Amy always says, of women her age get pregnant and actually conceive. I mean, he's 1 in a million, and so's their family. So when you put it in God's hands, God knows what you can handle, and God knows what he's calling you to do as individuals and then, in a marriage, in a family. So they're enjoyable to be around, and they're fun, and they're loving because they're all free to be who they are.